Happiness in Hoskins and Harper. Now, what was Harper doing?
What's going on, guys? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another Major League Baseball recap. We are going to have a blast today. If you guys are not subscribed, if this is your first time on the channel, what we do is we have a series called Major League Baseball Recap, and we recap baseball every single day. So if you don't have ESPN, MLB Network, anything like that, go ahead and subscribe, because if we can get 130,000 subs today, I might cry. We have a lot to talk about today. As you guys saw in the intro clip, Bryce Harper and Rhys Hoskins, they kind of had a tender moment. So obviously something really good happened. We have Cody Bellinger hitting number 44 on the year, passing Christian Yelich. So we'll go ahead and talk about that. Also, the Yankees, they were shut out for the first time since 2018. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Make sure you guys use code Fuzzy on SeatGeek to save $20 off. And without further ado, let's start talking baseball. Tampa Bay Rays are going to kick off the video today because they're on a 5-game winning streak right now. They are in first place for the American League wildcard, and yesterday they got the W courtesy of one of the more exciting walk-offs that I've seen this year, simply because it almost wasn't a win. The guy was almost thrown out. So if you guys missed it, take a look at the Tampa Bay Rays stealing a W.
There's a line shot, base hit, pass Ruiz into left. Wendell's going to try to score, throw not in time. Rays win it on the fan walk-off.
So last year in 2018, the Cleveland Indians, my favorite team, traded for a guy named Josh Donaldson. A lot of people were saying, yo, Josh Donaldson is washed. He should not be getting $17 million a year. Well, he's almost up to 40 home runs, and he might have the coolest home run trot in the entire league, because now when he hits a home run, he carries an umbrella in his hand because his nickname is the Bringer of Rain. With him playing well, Freddie Freeman playing at an MVP level, and then Ronald Acuna Jr. doing his thing along with Mike Soroka with an almost sub-2 ERA, who's going to beat the Braves aside from the Dodgers in the National League? I don't think anyone is.
Swing and a high fly ball. That's walloped deep toward the Braves bullpen. Teoscar looks up. It's gone. The Bringer of Rain has the umbrella out on a sunny day in Atlanta. It's 2-0.
That's got to feel good against your own team.
The Bringer of Rain. There's the umbrella. And he goes dancing.
Also, guys, before we talk about the Mets game, I do have to show you this. I just got a package from Bryce Harper's Bat Company. So if you guys want me to do a video with this, let's try and get this video to 2,000 likes. And if we do, I will post that video this weekend, because now we have to talk about Jeff McNeil. This guy is going to be hitting 300 for the next, I think, 4 to 5 years. He is such a good pure hitter. He's going to hit 20 home runs. He's going to get you a 300 batting average. So when you have Jeff McNeil doing his thing along with Noah Syndergaard, Mr. Thor, dominating the opponent, the Nationals, they score a lot of runs, and Thor shut them out yesterday. Yeah, the bullpen for the Mets did kind of give up a few runs in the 9th inning, but that's okay. Jeff McNeil and Thor, that's all you need.
It's this one deep in the air to right center field. This will help the batting average. It's going to go. Home run.
1-2. And Turner waves at the slider for strike 3.
Play kick pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. There's the 10th strikeout. Pitch. Ground ball softly hit. Coming in to charge it is Paddock. He's got it. He throws to first.
So the Mets are now 4 games back of the wild card spot in the National League. One team that is also going for that same spot is the Philadelphia Phillies. Bryce Harper and Rhys Hoskins, they went back-to-back yesterday. And the last few games, let me read off Rhys Hoskins' stats, because he's been one of the biggest reasons why the Phillies haven't been that great, because he was hitting 166 the last couple weeks. In his last 7 games, Rhys Hoskins is hitting 409 with 2 home runs and 5 RBIs. So if he can continue that trend, and also Bryce Harper starting to hit well ever since he had his baby, they're both hitting well, and I'm just excited to see what the Phillies can do offensively, because what they're pitching, whew, that's a different story.
Pitches it high in the air to center field. Going Harper. And a high fly ball to deep right field. Aquino going back in.
I don't know what he said to that young man, but he said something. I don't know what he said to him either.
Hoskins swing and a drive, well hit to left. That ball is going to go. Rhys Hoskins going back-to-back with Bryce.
I'm not a Yankee hater, so I can say this confidently that Clint Frazier is one of my most favorite players in baseball. He's so exciting. Yesterday, he was able to show that he deserves to be in the big leagues, especially because his defense wasn't that great, but now he's showing that it's much improved as he throws an absolute dart to home plate to get a really fast runner in Delano DeShields. But I think DeShields and the Rangers, they have the last say in this, because he hit a home run and then the Rangers shut out the Yankees for the first time in over a year, which is insane to me.
From his teammates.
Lined into left field, it's a base hit off the bat of Santana. Rounding third and heading home is Andrus. The throw home.
Now the payoff. And that ball hit well. Bouncer up the middle. Odor waits. He'll throw to first.
All game, in and out, keeping the Yankees off balance, inducing weak.
Major League Baseball is a very weird sport because you could be the worst team in the entire league by far. We're talking about the Detroit Tigers or the Baltimore Orioles, but still be able to compete on any given day with one of the better teams, the Minnesota Twins. So that's what happened yesterday. The Twins were able to win, but the Tigers, I thought the Tigers were actually going to win yesterday. And then after that, we're going to go ahead and show the Indians game because they're kind of neck and neck in the AL Central and also the AL wildcard with the Indians and the Rays. The Indians were able to get some support from Jake Bauers, who was just called up because Tyler Naquin, he pretty much tore his ACL. Carlos Santana is having an insane 2019 as well as Aaron Savali, who has a 1.94 ERA. I'll be honest, as an Indians fan, I didn't know he existed until this year, so I'm just glad that he's showing up big time. Twins, Tribe, both getting the dub yesterday.
Drives one to left.
Ready for that one. He kind of kept it.
A high drive to right center field. Liner to left field, a base hit. Wade will score. A rise right behind him. Throw to third. Not in time, and Kepler delivers against a lefty again.
There goes Lindor. Pitch down and in. Got a great jump. And he now has 20 stolen bases. This a big inning. There's a ball blistered. Left center field. And he drives one to left field. Back is Jimenez looking up. And it's swung on, hammered to deep right center field. It is gone.
Did you guys know that the Cardinals have been one of the best teams in baseball the last 30 games? Did you also know that Colton Wong was almost hitting 400 in the last 30 days of baseball, which is just absolutely insane? So the Cardinals, I picked them to go to the World Series at the very beginning of the year. My pick was the Yankees versus the Cardinals. And right now with their offense and their pitching and also their bullpen doing pretty well, Adam Wainwright has been pretty solid. My pick actually doesn't look too bad. What do you guys think? Who's going to the World Series?
Neither.
Pulls it fair. Down into the right field corner. 1-0 Cardinals.
Now Goldschmidt. Ground ball. Deep in the hole.
Swing and a hot shot to the first baseman. He knocks it down, picks it up, pitcher covers, and he's out at first.
Yesterday, we saw Christian Yelich hit a home run for the second game in a row. He is now up to 43, so he ties Mike Trout, Pete Alonso, and Cody Bellinger. We're going to talk about Cody Bellinger in just a second. But Yelich and the Brewers were not enough as they were playing the Houston Astros. George Springer came in huge in the 10th inning. Now, one thing I saw about the Astros is they have 3 pitchers in the top 4 for the top ERA leaders in the American League, and the number 4 is Charlie Morton, and he was on the Astros last year. So if you're a struggling pitcher, go to the Astros because most likely they're going to fix you.
Ozuna sends one deep to center field. Yelich is going to watch this one. It is gone, and we are tied.
Off. And Springer hits it in the air pretty deep to center field. Going back on it is Grisham. Looking up. See you later! George Springer puts the Astros back on top.
So we just talked about how Christian Yelich was able to tie Cody Bellinger, but you know what Cody Bellinger said? Yeah, Fuzzy called me out a couple days ago. He said that I was benched because I was in a slump. I'm going to go ahead and start mashing again. And guys, he is absolutely crushing the baseball. He is now leading baseball with 44 home runs. He is on track to be hitting 50 to 55 dingers. I think that it's going to happen. There was 11 home runs total in the game yesterday with the Rockies, which is just, the baseballs have to be juiced. But if you missed the game, Gavin Lux was also called up. He had a couple base hits. The Dodgers, they're just setting records and records. They just look to be unstoppable right now, at least in the National League.
Rockies off for the Dodgers.
Form. Line drive, base hit to center field.
Third time. He's also been hit by a pitch.
Coming up. Leading it off.
Bellinger hits the ball way back to Pasadena. Oh, halfway up the...
The Chicago Cubs are trying their absolute best to make the playoffs. I don't know how many games they're out. I think they're out of first place in the NL Central by 4 games, and then like 2.5 for a couple games in the NL wildcard. I actually threw it up right now, but they scored 5 runs in the 7th inning to complete the comeback. Here we go.
2 home. That's going to drop. Here comes Hayward.
At the plate. A swing and a bouncing ball toward first. Fair ball. Off the bag. Down. Here comes Rizzo. Almora trying to score. He will. Now. Seager takes a curveball, strike 3 called. Seager ducking out of the way.
One team that is surprising everyone in 2019, especially when it comes to home runs, is the Arizona Diamondbacks because they now have 3 guys that are probably going to hit 30 home runs. They have Christian Walker, who hit number 25. You have Ketel Marte with 29, and then Eduardo Escobar with 33 home runs. All of them homered yesterday, so I'm just curious to see where these guys are going to end up. And if the Diamondbacks, if they can add a few more pieces to their bullpen and their rotation in 2020, they're going to be downright filthy.
Tell Marte he can add. Avila hits a fly ball deep to right field. Naylor's at the wall, and it's off the wall.
Record. There's a drive. There's a drive to deep center field, and that ball is going to go by Walker. Third home run of the inning off Guerra, and it's 11-4.
All right, guys, well, that is going to do it for today's Major League Baseball recap. Again, if we can get this video to 2,000 likes, I will make a video with this brand new bat from Bryce Harper's bat company, Victus. Also, if you guys want to go to any baseball games, use code Fuzzy on SeatGeek to save $20 off, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.